Let's do this.
Yo, what is going on, you guys? This is GamingWithSal and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I want to go ahead and discuss with you guys about the idea of a Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered Beta. Now, when it comes down to today's topic, I really got the inspiration from a tweet that Charlie Intel actually put out a few days ago. And what this tweet basically said was that the reason why we haven't gotten a Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered yet is because apparently it has been worked on. However, the developers who have worked on this game have made a few different changes to the point where they feel like that the community aren't going to accept these changes and might not even enjoy this game at all. Now, even though this is all just a rumor, it still helps to be able to create interesting topics to talk about, such as the one that we're going to be discussing about in today's video. So with that said, what I'm basically going to be doing is giving you my personal reasoning and understanding to why something like a Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered Beta would be a smart idea for Activision to invest their time in. But before I go ahead and do all of that, I do want to go ahead and say that whoever watched my last video in which I talked about Modern Warfare 3 Remastered, y'all did amazing and dropped over 50 likes, which was just insane because I set the like goal to like what, 20 likes? So yeah, that was really amazing, you guys. I really appreciate the support on that video, and once again, to give back to you guys, here is a shout out to a few of you guys who commented on that video. Once again, I do apologize if not all of you guys were able to make it in today's shout out, but if you do want to get a chance to get shouted out for the next video that I make, go ahead and leave a comment below in today's video regarding about whatever topic we're discussing about, which is Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered Beta. So give your thoughts about it, talk about whatever you want as long as it's related back to today's topic, and I'll give you a shout out in the next video. And for today, I do want to set another like goal of 25 likes, so if you guys can go ahead and make that happen, that would be awesome. But anyways, when it comes down to something like the beta, right, a few people have talked about it before for Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered, but then there were also a few more people questioning this idea and saying things like, well, why would we need a beta when we've all played this game before? Now, when it comes down to that statement, that is a pretty fair thing to say. We all have played Modern Warfare 2 a lot back in 2009. But then again, at the same time, when it comes down to this beta, I'm not saying that we need it to see if the game plays well, or if the maps need any changing, or if it's fun, or if it's boring, or anything like that, right? We already know everything we need to know about those aspects of the game. But when it comes down to something like Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered, it's a special case scenario in my opinion because of how the game really was back in 2009. It was fun, but it was also super chaotic and completely unbalanced. I mean, the weapons were not balanced at all. Some of the perks were way overpowered than the others. The attachments were even crazy. I mean, I'm talking about the noob tubes, aka the grenade launchers. And any of you guys who played Modern Warfare 2 back in the day, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I say that we would need a beta to see what changes, if any, that the community today might want to see or be okay with seeing in a game like Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered. So once again, going back to Charlie Intel's tweet about, well, are people even going to be happy to see some of the changes that they've made? What they went ahead and said on Twitter in regards to their thoughts about this game being remastered, well, in a way, they also kind of made sense. So when you have two groups of people at this point, one who says to keep Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered exactly how it was like back in 2009, and another who says to update the game and fixed some of the unbalanced stuff, such as one-man army noob tubes, Danger Close Pro, Commando Pro, and just anything else that was unbalanced. What can we do? And most importantly, what can the developers do? Because at the end of the day, imagine if they worked on this game and decided to make all of these different changes that they felt like was going to be good for this game in the long run, only for it to get trashed, and seeing the rage that's coming from the community because of all the changes that were made. They probably don't want to go through that again. And I say it again because technically that already happened with a game such as Modern Warfare 2019 in a way. So how do we solve all of this? By putting out a beta. If they do go ahead and put out a beta for something like Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered, then what they could do is maybe in one weekend, they can actually release a version of the game that's exactly how it was like back in 2009 with all of the overpowered stuff and unbalanced things that the original Modern Warfare 2 had. Then what they can do is let that version go ahead and play out for a few more days and then close up the beta for another few more days to see what the feedback is like from the community. Then the next weekend, they can release a version of the game where they made changes based on what they felt like was right to change and see how the community acts towards that. And then once these 2 weekends of the beta are done, they can spend all the time that they need after that to decide on how to help both sides meet a middle ground. And once again, when I say both sides, I'm referring back to those two groups of people that I was discussing about in the beginning of today's video. And with this plan, in my personal opinion, this is what ultimately can help them make a game that would keep most players satisfied. Now, of course, this plan isn't all that perfect. In the end, you will still have people who won't be 100% satisfied because they didn't get their way and are going to say things like, no, they messed up this, they changed this isn't even like the original Modern Warfare 2 anymore. You're always going to have people who do those types of things, no matter what you try to do. You're not going to be able to please everyone. And another thing that's going to be an issue when it comes down to this plan is that if they do plan on making a beta and releasing it, then that means that they will have to release the multiplayer for sure at some point, and that some point has to be before 2020 ends, unless they're planning on pushing the multiplayer out for something like the PS5 or Xbox Series X, which is super unlikely. Yeah, it's just going to be a huge mess if all of these different things don't end up coming before 2020 is over. So, I mean, realistically speaking, do I really think that all of this can end up happening? Most likely not. Maybe the realistic thing at the end of the day is that they plan on releasing something like Modern Warfare 3 Remastered that has campaign only later this year and then call it a day, which, by the way, I did go ahead and make a video about talking about that topic. So if you haven't checked it out already and want to hear me discuss more about Modern Warfare 3 Remastered, I'll leave like a card on your screen in the top right corner where the I button is if you guys want to go ahead and check out that video after you're done watching today's video, or you can go ahead and go to the end of today's video and find that Modern Warfare 3 Remastered video I was talking about on the end screen. So whatever you guys like. But at the end of the day, yeah, this topic that I talked about today most likely could not end up ever happening, but I still wanted to do a video about this because one, I felt like it was a very fun topic to talk about with you guys, and number two, I wanted to explore on how they could have decided to go about making and releasing this game. And who knows, if someone from Activision ever sees this video, which I doubt they will, but if they ever do, they can always use this idea if they ever decide to release the multiplayer for something like Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3 Remastered on next-gen consoles at one point in time in the future. I mean, once again, that's a whole different topic of its own. We might see it, we might not see it, but then again, when it comes down to Call of Duty, I know this is a very cliche thing to say never, because we have seen them do stuff before that we never thought they would ever do, such as bringing Battle Royale or even bringing something like Modern Warfare Remastered in 2016 along with Infinite Warfare. So yeah, I mean, who knows? What if one day in the future they're like, you know what, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, those multiplayer experiences were awesome. We're going to release it for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X with upgraded graphics for the next gen consoles. I mean, that could end up happening, but once again, that's a whole different topic of its own. And before I go ahead and start rambling about all of that, I want to go ahead and end the discussion here. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys now, what do you feel like about getting something like a Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered Beta? Do you think it's a realistic idea? Do you think it's an idea that's worth looking into if they ever decide to release this game at some point in the future? Once again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you guys get lucky enough, you might make it to the next video where I give you guys a shout out for commenting on today's video. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed me talking about this topic today, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon so you'll never miss an upload, and please go ahead and follow me on my Twitter account, my Twitch account, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys already haven't, and make sure to click that bell icon so you'll get notified every single time a video goes up. Once again, I really do appreciate all the support you guys give to the channel, and until next time, take care of yourselves and bye.